Hello, my name is Vera Wild, and there's been a lot of talk in the news about the suicide of teenagers who've been bullied and about all the work that's being done to bring attention to that and to fight that. And I'm that's why I'm here. That's why I want to talk to you. Obviously, um, a lot of the all the work being done is being geared towards and aimed at teenagers. You are the most at-risk group, but most of it is focusing on bullying happening within schools and being perpetrated by other teenagers, other students. And while that does happen, and it does need to be fought against and brought attention to it, it's not the only source of bullying that there is. Bullying can come from anywhere, and it can come from places and people who should only ever be looking out for us. It can come from parents of other students. It can come from teachers or coaches or within our own families. And that's a hard reality to face, and it's one we don't like to admit to, but it happens. And those who experience bullying from those places, it can be even worse. Because when it happens within a school, from a student, it can hurt. And we know it can be damaging, but maybe it's a little easier to remind yourself that this is school ends. But when it comes from a place of authority, from somewhere that it just has no business coming from, it can make us feel truly trapped and that we can't get away from it. Well, you can get away from it, and it does get better. And the first step towards making it get better for you is to talk about it. I'm going to tell you something now that I've only ever told one other person in my life. When I was young, when I was a teenager, there was someone in my life who bullied me. And it's someone who only should have ever had my best interests at heart. And when I say he would bully me, it wasn't even in the ways that we hear about on the news. He never called me faggot. He didn't call me queer or homo. He would make jokes, comments, references. He would belittle me in his way. But I remember there was one thing specifically. Like any teenager, I was selfish. And like most of you, I was confused. And as a confused, selfish teenager, I would do things that were stupid. And sometimes those things would hurt people close to me who I didn't want to hurt. On one occasion, I did something that upset my mother. And I do want to make clear that my mother, since having found out about all of this and about me, has only ever been loving and supportive and just wonderful. But at the time, she didn't know. I didn't know. But to this day, I don't remember what it was that I did that upset her. But I do remember the words that he used and what he said to me. He said, "I don't know what your mother ever did to deserve you." And in that moment, I wanted to die. I wanted to not be here anymore. I wanted to not feel what he made me felt. I wanted to not be causing anyone else any pain, because he made me think that that was all that I was doing, was causing pain to the people that I cared about. I've thought better of it. Obviously, I'm still here. And I'm so glad that I'm still here, because people like that are out there. But they're such a small part of the world, and the world is a wonderful place, and it does get better. I didn't talk about that for years. And until just now, I'd only ever told one other person. At the time, I didn't tell anyone, which just made it hurt more, because I kept it inside and I internalized it, and I would go over it in my mind, and it would replay, and it would hurt just as bad every time it replayed in my head. And my mind would create these scenarios and these visions that there was no way I could ever be anything other than a burden. Or it's so important to talk to someone, to anyone. And if you don't have someone to talk to, there are places, there are websites, there are phone numbers you can go. You can call if you have to. You can call the Trevor Project, and they will help you. 866-4U-TREVOR, 866-488-7386, because it does get better. It got better for me. I had the lowest moment of my life when he said those words to me, but since then, I've found people that not only accept me, they celebrate who I am. People will do the same for you. We all have at least two families. We have the family we're born with, that if we're very fortunate, will care and love us and understand us. But that's not always the case. But there's another family. There's the family that we make for ourselves, the family made up of people who won't abandon us and who will only ever care for us. And that's who we are, making these videos, reaching out to you. We are the family that is trying to welcome you in. We're here for you, and we want you to stay. It gets better. We can help it get better for you, and if you stick around, you stay here with us, you can help make it better for someone else. And maybe if we keep this up, we can make it better for everyone. There's so much to the world, and when you're a teenager, it does feel like you think you know everything. Even if you tell yourself, I don't know, you do. Deep down, you think you know everything, and when you feel pain, you think to yourself that that's all you will ever feel. It's not. Being a teenager is such a small slice of your life, and as you get further and further away from it, you realize that while it helped make you who you are, you weren't done yet when you were a teenager. Whether it be in terms of realizing your identity or just figuring out who you wanted to be when you grow up, you're not finished yet. You're still in transition, and that can make you vulnerable. But we're here for you. We're here to help you, and it does get better. And I wanted you to know that. With all the love in my heart that I can give out and send out to anyone who might be out there scared, afraid. We're here to help. Reach out to us. We want you to. We want you to stay here so that you can see that it gets better. For yourself, you'll be able to see it. We're not lying. We're not just saying it. It does get better. So please, talk to us, reach out for help, and feel the love that we are trying to give you.